Hi stamping friends, welcome back to the third of my Holiday Hops online classes. My name is Gloria and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. This week it's all about quick elegance with metals and foils. Check out these two beautiful projects that I will be sharing. Stick around to the end because I'll be showing a bonus goodie just because there are too many fun things to share and I couldn't resist. I have tons of tips along the way that will make using this suite a breeze. In our first beautiful card, we're using the Poinsettia Petals bundle and a hidden gem. These are the gold cards and envelopes on page 51 of your catalog. You get 10 of them for just $10. I love the easy elegance. This card comes together really quickly, and we will be using the Poinsettia Petals stamp set and the matching framelits. Now here's our first tip. When you first get framelits out of the package, and they are already matched for you. The framelits are designed so that it cuts out the outside of the petals and embosses the inside at the same time, but it's really helpful to be able to line up the outside and inside very quickly. So my first tip is when you take this out of the packaging, go ahead and take a Sharpie or something permanent and just mark somewhere on there so that it will be easy for you to line up later on. So you'll notice on each of my matched pairs, I actually have a little mark that I will show you how I use that in just a minute. The second tip is this is a great framelit that has tons of different pieces to it. Sometimes it's like a jigsaw puzzle. I'm not sure how to get the pieces to fit again once I've used them. So, my second tip is to take your cell phone, scanner, or Xerox machine and take a picture of how the framelits are laid out when you first take them out of the packaging, so that later on you can print out the picture and tape it inside your stamp case. You can then use it as a guide to help the pieces fit again, and it's also a great way to identify if you have any missing pieces. As usual, I like to cut out all the pieces and parts before I assemble the card. So to do this, you'll simply take your magnetic platform and put the cutting plate on the bottom. We are going to be using our beautiful velvet red cardstock, which is brand new in the catalog, and I love the texture that it has as well. So what you'll do is place that piece on there and then take your pairs of petals. How many times can you say that quickly? And you'll see that I will put the outside one on first, and I see the mark to line it up, and then I simply plop the inside one inside it, and then just kind of square it off. So I will do that to all three of my pieces, and you can stack them somewhat closely. Just make sure that it all ends up on that cardstock. So what I'm going to do is move that, and then put this inside there. And here's the last one. Also, if you want to cut any berries, what's nice about the set is you can cut as many parts as you want at the same time. So here we are, we're matching the marks that we've made. And when you're done, you notice how much easier it is when you can just very quickly lay those down. You can then place your top acrylic plate on top, and send it through your Big Shot or your Stampin' Cut machine. When you're all done, you'll have 3 flowers, all embossed and cut out beautifully. Set those aside, and now you'll take your strip of you'll take your strip of Pear Pizzaz and stamp old olive leaves on top of that, like so. And then you'll also take the framelits and cut them out as well. So here's the matching framelit. You simply line it up and again do the same sandwich as before. By the way, you'll want to notice that these are photopolymer stamps that you can see through, but that there's no foam. So you notice that I did pull out my foam mat to stamp those leaves. Lastly, you'll want to take your berry framelit and cut out 2 sprigs of gold berries. The last item we need to do is to stamp the saying, and today we're going to use "May magic and wonder bloom this holiday." Isn't that a great saying? There's a lot of wonderful sayings, including thank yous, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and warm wishes from our home to yours. And again, that's one of those sayings to me that you can use throughout the year. So So I love the versatility of these sets. You're going to take the stamp with our real red ink pad and tap, tap, tap gently using the full surface of the ink pad. Remember, we do not want to press really hard to avoid picking up ink on all the edges. So just tap gently and then stamp straight down, 1, 2, 3, and lift straight up. We're going to come in with our everyday label punch. It looks like this, and mine sits closed, so you'll slide to open, and then this is how it works. The mouth is on this end, so I always like to use my my punches face up, so it will just fit here with those words at the bottom. So it's a snug fit, but it does fit. Give it a punch, and now we're ready to put our card together. As I said, we're all about metals and foils, so we're going to start with that beautiful gold card with the matching envelope, and we're going to take and place it portrait or up and down. And I decided to use the brightly gleaming designer paper because I love the coppery metallic look in that. So you'll turn it over and put tape on each of the 4 corners or your favorite adhesive. And again, the most important part is having your adhesive snug right in the corner. And you'll simply take that and park it right along the bottom. I like having those little leaf emblems showing in the corner, so just square it off. Oops, you want to make sure there's nothing showing. There we go. And you'll simply square it off and tape it down. All right, let's put our flower together next, our beautiful poinsettia. So first of all, we want to shape our leaves. So for each one, we're simply going to take the bone folder. I hold it vertically and I kind of have an up and over motion. Up and over, and there's the side view of what it looks like, so that it's rounded, not bent, but rounded. So I hold the center and I just go up and over with my bone folder. And you'll repeat that with all of the petals. Now, starting with the largest flower that we've gone ahead and shaped, I'm going to put a Stampin' Dimensional, and I'm going to use the larger ones initially. And you're just going to place it on the center of the flower and then peel the lid off. So take the next size up, and when you attach it, you will offset it a wee bit so that the petals are showing in between the other petals, like that. And then we're going to do the same. And actually now for the next size up, it's kind of smaller, so I'm going to use these smaller mini dimensionals for that. So I'm going to peel that off, park that in the corner, take the lid off, and place that down. And again, I'm going to offset the petals. So when you're done, you have this beautiful layered look, but you notice we have some dimension to it. To finish it off, we're going to add a beautiful beaded pearl. They're even more gorgeous in person. They look like this. And I'm going to attach that with a glue dot, which are very, very strong. So to use the glue dots, I take the lid off to find the next one that's available. And because it's kind of a heavier item, I'm going to just put 2 on there just for fun. It doesn't really need it, but I'm going to do it. And then we're going to place that in the center of our flower just to finish it off beautifully. Look at that. Love it. All right, let's go ahead and put our gold berries on next. I'm going to place the berries in a diagonal fashion. And I always like to place my project on the card to see how the spacing fits. So I'm going to eyeball to see where I might want those berries. I just want a little bit of pretty gold sticking out, kind of in a diagonal fashion. Like that. I like that. So let's go ahead and adhere that. You can use tape or your favorite adhesive to put those on. So I'm going to attach the first one there. And what's nice is you can always reposition it. And then I'm going to put the other one in the opposite direction, kind of downwards. So what I do is I put my adhesive on the back of the flower. And then once I have the berries taped on, I want to put another piece of adhesive on top so that the berries aren't going anywhere. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I like that, although I might move this one up just a wee bit. Let me see if I can do that. So I just kind of eyeball it. Yeah, I think I like that. I'll have those peeking out like that. And then again, I put a piece of adhesive over the end so that the berries aren't going anywhere. All right, we're ready to put those leaves on. So let's go ahead and place those onto the card and see where we would like those to be. I'm going to guess something like that. So that's kind of in a V shape. Yes, I like that. So we're going to attach those with your favorite adhesive, and that's attached directly to the card. So let's go ahead, take that. I'm going to place that kind of pointing towards that upper corner. So it's in kind of a V shape. Now I want to attach the flower with, I want some dimension underneath it, so I'm going to go back to those large dimensionals and attach it underneath. These are ones I had left over from my paper pumpkin. But we have regular size dimensionals, the large ones that look just like this. So I'm going to take one and take it and tape it. There we go. So pretty. All right, next we're going to take this beautiful metallic ribbon, and you're going to cut 8 inches of it. And all we're going to do is to take the length and just fold it one end over the other, like that. So what I'm going to do is to put a little bit of adhesive on my project, and then I'm going to eyeball to see how I want the ribbon to sit. I want it to look kind of diagonal across the designer paper so that I see a little bit on each side, and I can fix the tails later. That looks pretty good. So once I'm happy with those, I'm going to go ahead and cut diagonal ends on them. So fold it over, and just as before, once I'm happy with it, I'm going to put a piece of adhesive over the ribbon so it doesn't go anywhere, it does not come off. So I just put it up on top. Now we're ready to put our label on. So we are going to attach those with Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm using the mini ones, and I'm going to put them this time at 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock so that it kind of straddles the ribbon. So I take the lids off and just center it and place it on. There you go. You have your beautiful card. Our last thing we're going to do is add one more touch of elegance using the champagne rhinestones. To put those on, I'm going to give it a little push, find the ones I like. So I'm going to put a little one in the lower corner in this empty space, and I'm going to pick one of the bigger ones, give it a little press, scoop it up with my take your pick tool, and I'm going to put it, how about here in this space. There you are. So elegant, pretty, with lots of bling. Of course, you have your matching envelope to go with that. Isn't that gorgeous? Love it. By the way, the dimensions for that first card is using just the gold card and envelopes, but we have the designer paper dimension and also 8 inches of ribbon. So it's a super simple, quick card to cut and assemble. So you have your beautiful card, but now you might need to bring a hostess gift to your next gathering. How about dressing up a bottle of wine, fancy olive oil, or even fancy soap in these COVID times with this beautiful tag? Again, we're going to use our poinsettia set, but we're pairing it with our Snowflake Wishes bundle that we showcased last time, and I'll link that video at the end of this video. Here are the dimensions for our tag. We're going to start with that balmy blue cardstock, and you'll score it just at 2 inches in your cutter. Another tip is if you're going to make several of these, just start with your entire sheet of cardstock. It might look like this. And what you'll do, this is what it looks like, is you'll just go ahead and score that cardstock at the 2-inch mark. And then you can turn and cut your 2 3/4 inch so you can get multiple tags out of one cardstock with just one 2-inch score. All right, so what we're going to do is first of all create the hole for the top of the bottle. I'm going to grab a stack of Post-its and have maybe 3 or 4 in there. What we're going to do is to take your 1.5 inch circle punch, and again I'm going to slide to open it, and you're going to punch the end that has the sticky on it. So feed that end into the opening and give it a punch. Next you're going to take that and you're going to use it as a template so that you'll be able to place that circle punch exactly where you want it. So I'm going to center that onto my Balmy blue cardstock, and now I can take my circle punch and punch it in the exact location, knowing that it's as centered as it ever is in Gloria's world. I'm going to talk you through assembling the rest of this, but it's using many of the steps that we just used. So this time I went ahead and cut my poinsettia pieces out of cherry cobbler because I wanted a slightly richer look, and I cut my leaves out of the silver foil, and again I used that beautiful beaded pearl. So what we're going to do is we're going to place that onto our cardstock, again with your favorite adhesive, or you can use dimensional. So actually I think I'm going to go ahead. So what I did this time is I placed my tape on the back of the flower and put my leaves on that, and I'm going to put again another piece of adhesive on top so that now I have this all set. I'm going to first of all put my piece of designer paper at the top, and I'm going to leave just a little bit of a margin at the top so that it looks like this. And then we're going to attach the flower with our Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm going to use just a couple mini ones. Attach that to the center of the flower. And we're going to take and place about there. Lastly, we're going to stamp our saying. We're going to use Our Friendship is One of a Kind from Snowflake Wishes, which is the one that we did. We stamped that on our white cardstock, and we put tape on the back, and we centered that at the bottom of this tag, and then simply use a glue dot to put a little snowflake on, and again the snowflake came from Snowflake Wishes. I used silver foil for that. Lastly, we want to finish off with that beautiful ribbon that we use from the Snowflake Splendor suite, and we will attach that with a glue dot. And there you are. You have a beautiful tag that can go over your favorite hostess gift. Quick, easy, elegant. And I love that that saying can be used throughout the year. And now for the bonus project. I want to share this cute little box with you. It's darling. It's my newest bundle. It's called the Little Treat Box and Dies on page 70 of the catalog. So darling, it holds these you can hold a couple Ghirardelli squares, some Hershey's Nuggets, and next time I'll also show you another fun way to use this die to create even a different look. So let me talk you through this one as well. Now this one uses a beautiful paper. Check that out. That is part of our poinsettia bundle. It's our flocked cardstock. Looks like this. There's 3 different patterns in it, and it has a great texture to it, a flocked, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but I'll kind of tilt it. So we have a poinsettia one, the one that I used for the box, and also one with holly. So one cool feature I want to let you know about is that the poinsettia dies will actually cut out these poinsettias. Check it out. So So you would just put this on your magnetic platform. This is one of the dies that comes in there. And so what I like to do if I'm going to do that project is I cut out a piece, one of the flowers, and then I use the die to cut it out. So gorgeous. And I've seen people chalk or color in to give it a little color, and we'll do that. We'll probably play with that on a different project. But anyway, I want to share that with you, and those are the flocked papers. But for this one, I went ahead and used the die to cut it out. And this die is awesome because it scores and it cuts. This is an amazing little die, and it comes with some other fun pieces and coordinates with the Little Treats stamp set. So you'll see that there's actually a ring you'll see in the catalog it's cut out, and it's a great wedding favor. You can make favors for all different occasions. It's also great for sweet treats, a pair of earrings or a necklace, party favors, weddings, birthdays, Halloween. You've got a little of everything. What I love about it is that when you cut it out, it's all scored for you. All you do is you bend along the folds. So what I've done is I've cut out one in another color cardstock just so you can see it a little bit better. So let me just take you through how to assemble this. You'll see that there are these little tabs, and so you just fold it inwards like this, and then you insert the tabs in one side and in the other side. Super quick. And then all I do is I put a little adhesive on one side to bring that up. And you can use tearing tape if you're putting something in heavy. But just to kind of show you how it comes together. And there's the second one. And then just make sure that the box holds together. And there you go. You've assembled the box in not even a minute. So cute and so easy. So here's a bonus project. This time I cut the smallest of the poinsettia petals out. I cut 2 of them, and I used gold. I also used the red velvet paper to do the berries and also the center part. This little tag comes from the Sweet Treats set. It looks like this. And when you cut it out, it's actually a little bit bigger. It looks like this. So I just took my paper trimmer and I trimmed it so that I had a 1/2 inch because I wanted to use just the For You, because you can use that saying for anything. The For You comes from the stamp set itself. It actually reads especially for you. So if you're wanting to do just a small part of the label, what you would do is you would take your marker, and I'm not actually coloring it in with the tip, I'm using just the side to apply color. So you notice here I'm just laying it on its side and giving it a little sweep to put some color on that stamp. This has foam on it, as you can see, the gray foam, so I don't need the matte. And then I'm just going to simply stamp this on one of my mini scraps, 1/2 inch scraps, like that. It doesn't matter how that looks because we're going to then take the classic label punch and center it so it doesn't even have to be straight when you put it on the paper. And then I just take the scissors and I trim the end. I go ahead and I put a glue dot on the back and tuck it in on top of my label. And then we assembled the flower just like before. We put the berries on just like before. And this time I just tuck the saying behind it and finish it off with some of that metal ribbon. So cute. So that's what it looks like with this beautiful flocked paper. The supply list is below for these fun projects, and you can shop anytime on my website. In the month of September only, when you use this Hostess Code, for all orders $50 or more, you will receive a free PDF with 2 additional projects using the beautiful Autumn bundle. It's the bundle that I'll be using for the last video in our Holiday Hops online classes. If your orders are more than $150, enjoy the Hostess benefits and you'll still receive the free PDF. My online class kit for all the Holiday Hops online classes are available for just $20 plus $3.50 postage. The details are shown below this video. All the pieces are pre-cut and die cut for you, so you can start stamping and playing right along with the videos. In our next class, we'll use the beautiful Autumn bundle to create a fabulous fall look, and there may even be a bonus project. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out, and give me a thumbs up if you like what you learned today. See you then.